Everybody, welcome back. Just another good safety message from your safety coordinator. We haven't talked about fall protection in a while. We haven't seen you guys in a little bit. So once again, we want to try to bring our weekly toolbox meeting to you guys virtually. So one thing I want to really talk about today is personal fall arrest equipment, specifically lanyards. So every day we put the harness on, we put on a lanyard, and we connect to an anchor point, and we got to ask ourselves, are we doing this properly? These lanyards are basically the essential in calculating our fall distances. What's going to stop us in a fall, and if we do fall, how far are we going to fall? And each one of these affects that fall distance. So you've got short retractable lanyards, you've got long retractable lanyards, you've got short straight lanyards, you have 5-foot double leg lanyards, and you've got 6-foot lanyards. Now, typically for the construction work that we do, 99% of the time our anchor unfortunately is at our feet. The true best place for an anchor is above our head, but because we're building a building, usually we just don't have anything over our heads yet. So we have to devise a fall protection system that works for us, and the best way to do that is to have the anchor at our feet. So one of the things we need to consider with that, having the anchor point at our feet, is there could be a potential for a farther fall than normal. So in order to catch ourselves and not fall and hit the ground, we need to make sure that we're using the right size lanyard for the type of work that we're doing and the height of the work. So the height of the working level determines how far you're going to fall, which determines how long your lanyard and the distance between the lanyard and your anchor point. So typically we like to be able to move around a little bit, so we would put our anchor down and then we would run a lifeline out. And then on that lifeline we would have a 6-foot lanyard. So based on that, if I don't have good tension on my rope to my anchor point and I reach the edge and there's extra slack that I'm unaware of or not paying attention to, and if I had fallen, if I had calculated my fall distance, did I calculate enough for the rope? So we always need to make sure that we are using this type of system, that we keep it tight. And when you go up to do that work, there will be specific training that you'll be taught before you do this. So what I'd like to take a minute and show you is what happens when you fall. And when you fall, what happens to the lanyard? How long does it actually become? When we use these, we're so used to just seeing them as they are. But inside this, and inside many others with the shock packs, there's another 3 feet or plus or minus of web lanyard, which slows you down, but lets you drop a lot farther. So even though we're using a 6-foot lanyard, I could fall even farther because there's an extra 3 feet in here. So we're going to demonstrate that for you now. All right, so what you guys just witnessed was a fall from 23 feet up with the anchor at your feet. So 23 up, 3 feet up, my leg crotch would have landed at 5 foot. So I'm assuming some of you have longer legs than me. You probably would have ended up with 3 feet clear. So in order for this system to work, we needed a minimum of 23 feet, and that's probably still cutting it close. If you had any extra slack in your rope with the 6-foot lanyard, you would have hit the ground. So with that, we need to make sure that we're always minding our fall distances, keeping an eye on our equipment and making sure that we've got proper fall distance should we accidentally fall. The good news is, with all this equipment that we have, we should be able to rig it up in such a manner that you never reach the edge and have the potential for a serious fall like this one, where we have to really consider how far you would fall and what would happen if you hit the ground. So with that, just food for thought, and we'll be back with more videos later explaining some of this information a little more in depth. Today's goal was just to give you a picture of what can happen if you fall and do not have the proper lanyard on. Keep that in mind. Thank you very much. Have a safe day.